Welcome. All right. Welcome everyone to our Unmute and Recharge session today. I'm Debbie Pingle. With me, I have Marco Torres and Valentin Guerra. We're your technology integration specialists for elementary and middle school. Today, just a little bit of housekeeping before we get started with our fabulous presenters. Please keep your mic muted. If you have questions for now, just write them in the chat. We'll be moderating the chat and answering those questions. We'll let the presenters know if there's something needs to be clarified. Please also make sure you've registered on the PD system. The session number is 253649. We put that information in the chat, the actual link that will take you there if you're already registered. And once you have registered, please remember to do the remote check-in, PSJA Tech, to make sure you get credit for the workshop. And also, you'll qualify for our door prizes at the end of the session. So without further ado, Susana, are you ready? Are the announcements done over there?
No, they're not done.
They're not done. Okay. So do you want me to skip to the next person?
Yes, please.
Okay. But I didn't see if Gloria was on. Gloria, are you with us yet? I didn't see her.
I don't see Gloria.
Okay. Michael, are you ready?
Yes, I am. Thank you very much.
Okay, so I'm going to turn it over to you. I'm going to stop presenting. We have with us Michael Sweet. He's the teacher CIT at Carmen Elementary. Let me go ahead and stop sharing. I'm going to turn over the screen to Michael to present on IORAD, a very neat, cool app. Go ahead, take it over, Mike.
Thank you, Ms. Pingle. So I'm doing it on IORAD, and IORAD is a tutorial builder. Now, I came across it when I was getting my master's for educational technology, and we had a research project due where we had to do online classes on different topics. And IORAD helps us do it with any kind of website. Now, the ones we did were how to insert a graph into Google Slides, how to check a document in Google Drive, how to upload. You can do any of those as long as it's web-based. Now, I was going to walk you through the steps on one, but this is blocked in the district because of the firewall. But I'm going to walk you through where you can do it and where you can find different ones that you can do and how you can edit it and do so many things with it. So let me share my screen, and I'm going to open up the desktop window, and I'm going to share it. And here is what IORAD, these are my library. Now, before we go on, you might be asking yourself, okay, IORAD, is it free? Yes, it's free. There are some paid features to it, but for what you're going to be doing for it, you don't need to do it. And so, as you can see, I got Google Drive, how to write a highlighted text question, Google Drive, how to write a highlight text question, Google Drive, how to write an inline choice question. So what you would have to do is you would click on capture. And then of course you would do the desktop feature. And then you would click start desktop feature. And then it would take you to where you would, the web browser, and you would start clicking. All it is a click.
To the cafeteria, please. To the cafeteria.
Sorry about that. That's now my announcements. So let's just say you already have one done. You can do all of these things to it. You can edit it, share it, make a copy, export it, translation even, enabled it, learners, and it'll give you analytics like how many people have actually viewed it and seen it. You can edit the title, you can archive it, or you can delete it. So right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this one real quick so you can just hear it. Now, you can put your own voice in there, or you can just let the computer do the voice for you. So I would select play, and this is public and can be found on Google. I'm just going to change that. It's just telling you that anybody could see your little video. And right here, you click on this little arrow right here, and you can do different options. You can try it, meaning you can see it. You can view it. You can slide it or make it slides. You can watch it. You can print it, or you can edit it. So right now we're going to try it, and I'm going to hit start. And then of course you would just click the little arrow to move it. And this is the view that you can get to do it. Now, in case you don't want to have your audience or anybody that you're making the video for have to do the little arrows, you can just click watch it. And it'll start it off, let's see, from the very beginning. Let me go to the beginning.
Are you playing the
So-
sound, Michael? Because we can't hear your sound.
Oh, you can't hear the sound? Yes, I'm playing the sound. Here, let me try this. Let me stop the share and then reshare it. Because I am playing the sound. Let me try it again. Can you hear it?
I think it's real faint if we can.
Mhm.
I hear like
Okay,
a
let
little
me,
bit of music or something.
Yeah, I hear a little bit of music.
Oh, okay. Let me pick another video because maybe that's the one that I was changing up during the last presentation because I was messing around with one of them. So let me go back. Let me get out of those. And let me select a different one. Play. And let me do a watch it. And then let me know if you can hear it better, this one. Can you hear it better?
We don't hear anything. We just see your drive where it said my drive.
Oh, wow. I don't know why, what's going on. I didn't change any other settings. Let me try this. Okay. What about now? Can you hear it? Can you hear it or no?
No.
I don't understand why it's not working. Okay, well, in a nutshell, I guess let me try to change this up a little bit. The other thing is that you can do with this, hold on.
We could kind of like faintly hear it in the background.
Okay, and I don't know why, because I have the microphone, I mean, I have the volume up and everything. So let me show you another option that we can do. You can also do a printed option, because I do know that some people would rather read the step-by-step tutorial instead of like having to listen to it or watch it. So all you would do is select print it, and you can pick whether you want it portrait or landscape. And like here, I'm going to get it in landscape. And it's generating it. And then as you can see, it downloaded it as a PDF. And here it is what it looks like. It shows you what the screen is and it tells you the steps right there. Now, this is a good tool because not everybody, you know, some people are good at watching the video and then they pause it and then they do the step and then watch some more of the video, pause it and do the step. But here they can actually just print it if they'd like, or even just download it and just scroll and read it as they're doing it. I know that what I've done before with the class, because some of the kids were having a hard time uploading documents or doing, what was the other one? Submitting their assignments on Google Classroom. So I went ahead and did a little step-by-step tutorial and I included the video and the PDF. That way they can have both. So as I mentioned before, you can do a try it, which is practice the steps interactivity. So you can try it out before you actually decide to save it and it's good. View it, you see the steps as scrollable list, slide it, see steps as a slideshow, watch it, see steps as a video, and edit it, of course, it's only visible to the creator. So if I want to edit it, I can go in here and edit it. And as you can see right here to the left, this is what they're going to read. So here, you can type in anything you want for the steps. And you can make it like as long as you want or as short as you want. The only thing is you can only you can do the font, you can do the color, and if you want to add a link in there, you can. Now from here, you can edit the audio. And if you edit the audio, you can see it right here, and then you can just play it and you can listen to it. Or you can hear this one. Could you hear that one?
It was faint a little bit.
Really faint. Not
Okay,
enough
I'm gonna
to
have to
be
check.
clear.
I'm gonna have to check then to see what's wrong with my, because it was working fine. You can also do closed captioning, and you can even add background music to it if you'd want to at the very end. So in a nutshell, that's IORAD. It's just a little step-by-step tutorial to show you how to do stuff. It's very friendly, you know, to do. I learned it without even having to take a little class. But they also have tutorials on their website. So you can go there to the help section, and they have different tutorials. And I also even Googled IORAD tutorials, and they already have like playlists ready for you. So you can pick whatever it is that you want to do. But it's very, very simple. I don't think it's really made for anything too long, but if you want to do something that's really short for the students to do, or even for your staff members, if they are having a problem doing, say they don't know how, somebody doesn't know how to get onto Savas, like how to put a link to the story of the week. You can just go click and click and click and do the steps, and they can watch it. Or how to assign something in Google Classroom. Maybe they don't know how to do it that well. It'll be easy to do it if you just show them those little steps. And it's like I said, it's only click, click, click. And that'll be it for me.
Awesome.
Since
Thank
we
you,
can't
Michael.
really hear anything. All right, thanks.
No, it's good. We got the gist of, you know, how it works. And I think it's a great tool for teachers. Like you said, if they could just do a quick little tutorial for like the student on how to do something, make it easier. It's awesome. Or for other teachers as well. So thank you for sharing.
All right, not a problem.
Awesome. Okay, Susana, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Awesome. So next up we have Susana Barbosa. She's from Dr. Long Elementary, the life coach and our CIT at that campus. So take it away. She's going to be showing you Blooket.
So the first thing you would do is you can go to Google and just type Blooket. And hopefully after like many attempts, you know, it will, like the little icon will come up so you don't have to type it anymore. And when you go in, even if it's your first time, you can use your Google account, the one with PSJA, to sign in. And that's the one I always use. And when I had a classroom, that's what my students would use as well. And what I liked about this is that the students would accumulate points and they could change their avatar once they were in. They didn't have to worry about learning a new username and password, and it was very helpful for them. So this is what it looks like when you first log in. But let's say you want to investigate what is on here. So they have a lot of games, like this could even be done like as an icebreaker when you have meetings, or it can be done with your students, or it could be done at home with your family. So the one I would do a lot was during breakfast time, and I would do multiplication. And I would have them, you know, do the multiplication in the classroom while they were eating breakfast on their tablet, and they wanted to come to school on time just so they can do multiplication Blooket. And even though it was, you know, academics, you know, they still wanted to play. So let's say the students come in and you want to host a game. You can see the questions on here. You can see what is on here. You can view before you present, because this is open to the public. You want to make sure you view the information before you assign it to your class. And let's say you're going to host it. You say, okay, this is perfect for my class. And so this looks a little bit different. You know, it was updated from last year. And here you would choose a game that you want to play. So let's say you want to do factory or the cafe. My students liked either one, it didn't matter. But whichever game you want to choose. Oh, it says live hosting temporarily disabled. They had some issues, I guess. So you can assign it for homework, but if this is something's going on with the website today, but I did include the steps on the slides. But let's say you want to assign it for homework, you just click assign for homework and you can assign now. And when you go in, it will tell you to play, players can join, and then you can put this on your stream for your Google Classroom. And when they play, like let's say they're playing at home for homework, when you see their data, I'm sorry, there's an announcement. So let's say you do that one as a homework and there is a button that says assign, like your students will show up. I don't have a classroom, but you can put it on the stream for your students. You can copy and paste it. And the next day when they come in, you can see their data. So I'm going to show you how you see the data. So you press history and you can see this is what I have assigned, for throughout the year. Last year I did contractions, fact and opinions, adding doubles. There was one on play and drama, but I am going to show you one that we did as a school. Like this is one of my grade levels, but I told them to put fake names. So don't think, oh, I know Maria, I told them put a fake name. So I asked them a couple of questions about our school. And as you can see, like if this was your classroom and you had done the multiplication lesson and you had assigned it for homework, you will see, okay, LC is having problems with multiplication. They're not at level, this person is below grade level, so I need to work with them. That's how you can use the data for instruction. And a lot of the things that I would do with this is that on Wednesday or Thursday, I would do like play and drama, and that would be like the vocabulary words. And if I saw that they were still failing, I would reteach, regroup, small groups, and I would pull out the ones that were still failing, and I would work with them. And then the next day I would do it again until, it was at a percentage that I was more comfortable with. Because when I did play, drama and play the very first time, it was 32% and it was on a Wednesday. So then the next time I retaught it, I took out groups, and, depending on what the data showed, I took out my groups and then I taught again. And then on Thursday in the morning, I played the game again and they were at 70%, but by Friday, they were all passing. So there's many quizzes that you can do with your class on here. There's place value. There is how to tell time. There are homophones. You can even create your own assessments. And the way you do that is you press create and you put the title here of what you want to do. And let's say you want to do homophones. If you want to make it public, you can, but if you want it just for your class, like if it's private and you're using your student names, you might want to make it private. But if you want it public and you want anybody to see it, that's fine. If you want to add images, you can add images as well. This is for the tile. Okay, I guess there's no images today. I think something's wrong with the website today. I've never had this problem. I do meetings every day and I'm able to input pictures. So then you click on manual for descriptions. I told my teachers that they can put like the TEKS if they want, or their learning objective, especially if they're using it for their observations. So then you click on manual and then you press create. And then you click on add question. So here's where you would add the question. It's very similar to Kahoot. The only difference is that the kids get to choose their avatar when they log on. And as they gain points throughout the year, they can change their avatar as well. So here you can say, if you're doing homophones, look for the homophone for, let's say, fair. So here you can put bar. Here you can put fair and for and from. So this also helps with vocabulary. with reading skills as well. So this is the homophone for fair. And then you press save. And then you can add another question and as many questions as you want. You can also add images. And that's the way it was supposed to be also at the beginning, but there was maybe they didn't have pictures for homophones. And then you just add questions as you go. Now there is an upgrade for Blooket. I believe it's $2.99 a month. And what that allows for you to do is to do audio. So you can actually record yourself and record each word. And when the kids are playing, if they are not able to read the words, if you have some special the population, you can do the audio for them. Let me click on audio so you can see. Get Blooket Plus to record question audio, and then let's press upgrade so you can see the prices, $2.99 a month and $4.99 a month. So it's not very pricey, but there is a fee for that if you want to upgrade. So once you are done with all your questions, you press save set, and now it's part of my sets. So my homophones should be here, right here. Are there any questions?
Susana, is there a limit on the number of sets you can have, like in the free version? Do you know?
I actually play this. I'm a COL now, a life coach, but I actually play this before my groups come in. And I also play this with my small group students, and I played this all year long last year. I haven't deleted any of these lessons, any of these quizzes that I've done, but and it looks like a lot of people have played these because it says here 171 plays and 92 plays, and some of them are private. I think the ones that are long, like Dr. Long, those I made private because there were questions about the school, but I've already made 9, but I've played a lot more. If you go look at my history, there's a lot of it. There's a lot of material out there that's pre-made, but again, you might want to look at them first before you actually do them. And there's more like this. After that, there's more. So there's a lot of material already made, and you can edit them as well. But with the editing, you also have to have then upgrade.
Awesome. Anybody have any other questions for Susana? Thank you, Susana. It was awesome.
Thank you.
All righty. Well, if anybody does, just put them in the chat. We can ask the presenters at the end. Our next presenter and our last presenter is Gloria Tovar. Gloria is going to be showing us Wordwall today. So take it away, Gloria.
Hi, good afternoon. Okay. So today I'm going to be sharing Wordwall. It's a different way that we can teach to our students, whether it's through a game. And we know that our students love playing games. So this is just a different way that the students will be playing and learning at the same time. So Wordwall, any grade level from pre-K to 12 are able to use it in any content area. So all you would do is go to Wordwall.
Gloria, we don't see your screen if you are sharing. Maybe try again.
Okay, maybe because I didn't click share. Okay.
There we go.
Okay. So you go to wordwall.net. You log in with your Google credentials, which is your PSJA. And this is your home page. It did change a little from last year. So I'm going to show you the way it looks. It is easy to create, and there's already pre-made games for us as well. So these are just our templates. There's many different types of templates that you can use depending on what you want to use it with, whether it's just vocabulary words or a short little quiz or just for practice. There, I'm going to show you the pre-made ones, because I know those are a little bit easier because they're already made for us. We just show it with the students. So I'm going to click on features. And I'm going to scroll down all the way to where it says sharing with teachers. There's a little blue word which says community. You can click on that one. And all of these are the pre-made activities that you're able to use. Now, if you do edit one, that becomes your activity, because only the person that creates it is able to change it. You're only allowed 5 templates, but you can go back and edit each one of them as many times as you want. So for example, I'm going to click on main idea and details. These are the different templates. You can use the same questions with a different template each time. You can change also the theme and the settings down here. But remember, if you do change it, it becomes your activity. So this will count as one of them. So you might want to look through it first before you assign it to your students, because there might be some questions that or some information you haven't covered. So I'm going to show you my activities. That way I can go back and edit one of them. So these are my 5 activities. My spelling words. I can change my spelling words every week. So if I click edit content, this is where I can type my correct words and my incorrect words. Or you can include an image for little ones that still can't read. For pre-K kinders, that you can include an image of the spelling word. Or of a letter A, or which one's incorrect. Lowercase letters. There's many different ways that you can use this template. So these are the templates here. Right now I have the guacamole. So the students will play the game. And they have to click on the correct word. And it takes them to a different level each time. If I want to change the template, I can do a group sort. And then they just have to put the correct words up here and the incorrect words. And at the end, it will tell them if they got it correct or incorrect. So let's say I want to submit my answers. It checks them off for them. So let's say you want to pick this assignment for a grade. Let's say you reviewed all week and you want an actual grade for it. You can, and I'll show you in a little bit how you can do that. So remember, just you have 5 templates. You can use them as many times as you want. You can go back and edit the information you included in them to reuse it weekly. The ones that are pre-made, you're able to use them, but just you can't change anything if you don't want to use that template as one of yours. So let me see, how can I share it with my students? After you create it, all you would do is share or set assignment. I'm going to click share. You can copy the link directly to their Google Classroom and create an assignment there for them, or just under material. You can change the title and then just paste the link, or it comes out here. If I want to just go through the stream, I can paste the link through the stream. And then of course you can edit your information here and then just assign. Now, I do not get the grades through Google Classroom. It's not linked through it. You would have to go back through Wordwall. You go under to my results. You go to your activity. It tells you how many students turned it in, their scores. You go by question, how many students got it correct or incorrect, and then you have the student's name and the time they submitted. Now, sometimes they like to submit it twice or 3 times, so you'll see their name a couple of times there. How long they took, how many that got correct or incorrect. So this is where you can get their grade from right here. Remember, you don't have to, it can be just a review, but if you do want it for a grade, this is where you would get the results. And then you would have to go in and put it, of course, in your grade book. If you want to put it in Google Classroom, then you can. Input the grade. Now, if I want to share one that's already made, remember you go to features, and then you scroll down to community, sharing with teachers, and it will be the same way. You would just click on the activity. Now in this one, it just shows me this template that I can use with them. And then share. Now, not all the activities will give you, you're able to pick up for a grade. You can't. It's just like a review. So you do have to look through them to see which one is more compatible with what you're teaching your students that week. And then just share it. If I want to search, you do have to go to the community. You can do basic facts. And then your activities come out there. You can assign it for homework, or in the morning while they're eating breakfast, they can do an activity. Before you rotate, they can do a small little game. Like in this PacMac one, you cannot pick that one up for a grade. It's just for them to review. There are many different templates out there. You can do the alphabet, the vowels. So like I mentioned, any grade level in any content they're able to use. It's just like a review. I don't know if there's any questions out there.
No questions as you speak.
It's just another good tool to get the students engaged and just have a little different variety in, in your instruction. So
Yes.
awesome. Thank you. All right. Thank you to all 3 of our fabulous presenters today for showing us those great ideas. If anybody else doesn't have questions, we can bring up our random number picker and we'll have our door prizes. We're going to give away 2 prize packs today.
Let me bring it up.
Okay, so we'll let Valentine bring that up. We have 8 people present. Thank you for those of you who joined us today. We're happy you're here. So I will bring up that and we'll see who our lucky winners are.
Here we go, people.
So number 1 is Erica Valadez. Erica, are you still here?
Yes, I'm here.
Woohoo! Congratulations. You're our
Yay.
first prize pack winner.
Thank
And our
you.
second one would be
All right, Michael Sweet. Congratulations to Michael and Erica. I know Michael's here because I can still see him on the camera. So thank you all for coming today. I could just show you real quick. We do have let me get out of this. There we go. We do have more sessions coming up. So you can join us for any of these sessions. Every Tuesday we have a different topic. Next Tuesday is Wakelet. And then on Thursdays, every Thursday, we have our Unmute and Recharge. On the 20th, we're going to have 2 Unmute and Recharge. We're going to have one that's kind of more focused on the middle school level at 3:45 to 4:30. They do overlap a little bit. And then at 4:15, we'll have our regular one here. So if you're a middle school person, you can join both. You can get out of yours and come to ours if that works for you. But lots of good sessions. And then on Wednesdays, next Wednesday morning, if you're a morning person, and if you're not, wake up, drink some coffee, and join us at 7:15. We're going to start a Java chat on every other Wednesday morning. We're going to try it out in October, see how it goes. It's not going to be as instructional, maybe. It's going to be more chat. Well, our topic is the iPad and the new line with the montage for next Wednesday, but we're open to talk about other tech ideas too. We just want to have like a drink your coffee and chat with us in the morning and see how it goes. So, and then the Saturday, the 22nd, we have a live and in-person Unmute and Recharge, which is going to be at LBJ, not LBJ. This one's going to be at Isagire Middle School. I need to change that on the flyer here. And it's going to be on Flip, which used to be Flipgrid. We're going to show you a flip hunt and how to create a flip hunt, and even maybe give you some time to start creating your own for your class. So it's going to be a fun get up and go session. So please join us for some of those other sessions. So I hope you all enjoyed today, and we will see you next time.
See you next time, guys. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys. I thought I was sharing my screen, but I wasn't, right?
You were, but I don't know. I'm having issues over here.
Okay.
What did you say?
Was I sharing my screen at the end?
Yes.
Okay.